You thought league season was over for Pokemon Legends ZA? No. We're just getting started. I've got a ton to break down for you right now, so let's dive in. Game Freak and Pokemon have this habit of leaving a lot of information in the data files, so we've got a lot of cool stuff to cover, including the stats of Mega Heatran, Darkrai, and Zeraora, as well as some potential story spoilers and other information related to what the DLC might actually be about. Now, if you didn't see my breakdown, there's a ton of new Mega Evolutions coming in the DLC, but we're going to focus on three particular ones because we've got their stats. Now, I do want to say that these stats are subject to change, but I think they give us a really good indication of what's to come for these three Mega Evolutions, which, again, legendary Mega Evolutions. These are crazy. Getting this party started, we've got Heatran, of course, this powerful fire and steel type, getting a massive buff. Its attack is going to skyrocket to 120. Its defense sitting at 106. Its special attack goes up to 175, which is crazy. And its special defense sits at 141, meaning that even this thing can tank some earth powers despite its crazy typing. 67 base speed, it's gonna be pretty slow, but honestly, I don't think it matters with this thing having 175 base special attack. That is crazy. We do have some cool Pokedex entries as well. It said that if it goes all out, it can heat its body up to temperatures over 1.8 million degrees Fahrenheit. This heat keeps enemies at bay. Yeah, I bet it does. I bet it does keep enemies at bay. That actually sounds crazy. Up next, we've got Darkrai here. Darkrai getting 70 HP, 120 attack, 130 defense, 165 special attack, 130 special defense, and 85 speed. So massive bulk all around. 130 on both defenses is pretty nuts. Like, that is a very, very bulky Pokemon. Even though its HP isn't all that great, its defenses are gonna make up for it. This is like Dust Noir level defenses and then some on a very good typing. And not to mention 165 special attack with its crazy ability, the ability to put things to sleep. This thing is gonna be nuts. This Darkrai is gonna be absolutely crazy. Its dark power blocks out the sun, shrouding the surrounding area in darkness. There is no escaping its evil eye. I am so excited. It's evil eye. I'm really curious how that's going to play into its design, but Darkrai is one that I am very excited about. I've always felt like, even though I've not been a big legendary fan, I've always felt like Darkrai was such a cool Pokemon, so the fact that it's getting a Mega Evolution, I'm actually down for that. Before I dive into Zeraora, you guys need to check this out. You guys know I'm creating my own monster-catching RPG video game called Alestral's Awakened, and we've already set records on Kickstarter, but you need to check out more because this is a campaign you do not want to miss. An epic 2.5D monster-catching adventure set in ancient Greek mythology. In Awakened, you'll set off on a journey with one of 8 elemental spirits as you challenge the divines, explore ancient dungeons, and uncover the mysteries of the Great Titan War. Throughout our Kickstarter, we've unlocked tons of amazing upgrades, like Randomizer, Permadeath, Mono Element, and much more. But we need your help to take this to the next level and become the #1 crowdfunded video game of 2025. Backing now is your last chance to secure a digital copy for Nintendo Switch or Steam for cheaper than the release price, and obtain exclusive in-game unlocks like stellar gifts and custom animations. You can even become an NPC in the game. That's pretty cool, I'm not gonna lie. Time is running out, do not delay. Head over to Kickstarter right now and back Alestral's Awakened. All right, our third Mega Evolution with its stats revealed is none other than Mega Zeraora. This thing is gonna rock with 88 HP and then crazy mixed attack. 157 attack, 147 special attack, 75 defense, 80 special defense, and 153 speed. This thing is going to be a lightning bolt. It is gonna be so fast, zipping around with crazy mixed attack. I mean, 157, 147 is nuts. It doesn't even matter that it's frail. Like, pure electric is pretty solid either way. Like, obviously you only have like the one big weakness, but other than that, like, it's so fast. As a volt switcher, this thing is gonna be nuts. Like, you can legitimately just switch this thing around and just pivot around. It's gonna be crazy. It stores up to 10 lightning strikes worth of electricity. When it stops limiting itself, it's in the strongest class of electric Pokemon. Yeah, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised to hear that. This thing is gonna be insane. One of the craziest things we've ever seen is gonna be Mega Zeraora, no doubt about it. The next thing I wanna talk about is a post coming from Central Leaks that originally came from an account called Yoda Force. This account talks about some really interesting content that seems to be removed from the game that may give us some insight as to what the storyline could be for the DLC, because I think there's a lot of interesting aspects of this. There's some interesting teasers that could point towards that. So let's break it down. The facts. There are 2 items in the Terra leak that are not in the release. Lab Keycard M and Lab Keycard X. So indicating that there's 2 additional keycards that we don't know about, saying that there's no information about these items included within the beta. The only thing we have are the names and the images. So we know we utilize a few different keycards to be able to get around the laboratory to kind of uncover the tail end of the story of the actual game to figure out kind of what happened with AZ and everything like that. This is actually telling us that there's additional key cards. Card M features a blue and cyan color similar to that of Mabel's hair. This could suggest that Mabel could be getting a hidden lab. So it's possible that there's going to be an additional lab that we could go to that is going to give us more insight into Mabel and some of the research that she was doing. Card X features a red and orange color, similar to that of 06 hair. This could suggest that 06 could be coming back and getting a hidden lab as well. So 06 was a character that was obviously missing from this game. Mabel obviously had a huge part in the story. So, well, I wouldn't say huge, but an important part of the story and a relevant feature in the game. So it could be really interesting to dive back into the history of these 2 characters, expand upon that, and get a little bit more insight as to kind of what was going on inside this lab. This then goes on to theorize some interesting stuff about story implication, which I thought was fun. If the speculation so far is accurate, this could mean that Mabel and 06 are heavily involved in the DLC story, likely related to Hoopa. The story could also heavily implicate Emma due to her relationship with 06. It is possible that this story could set out like, there's random portals that are opening, let's investigate this while battling them, oh my god, there's new megas, let's ask Emma what she knows about this, maybe it gives some hints towards Emma's past with 06. 06, how are you back? Mabel, are you behind this? Let's save Hoopa. Hoopa wants to be your friend. This is my speculation, so it could be wrong. So I'm interested to see what you guys come up with. I find this to be fascinating. We obviously have a lot of information about what the megas are going to be for the Mega Dimension DLC. The storyline seems to set itself up in a really unique way, and there was actually a really cool image that got posted under this of Mabel. At the end of the game, we see Mabel return to the laboratory, which I find as a really, really interesting situation as part of the credits. That could be a hint that we are indeed going to investigate more as to Mabel's story, maybe 06 story, and how this all ties together, because it's very likely that we're getting these Hoopa portals to bring these new megas into play. I'm very curious what this DLC is going to entail and what this storyline is going to be. Fortunately, we don't have to wait too long. I think it's only a few months away. I'm pretty sure this is dropping around Pokemon Day, so that's a pretty exciting thing. Let me know your thoughts on the breakdown of these new Mega Evolutions coming and their stats, as well as the potential story stuff going on with Mabel, 06, and everything else we might see in the Mega Dimensions DLC. And don't forget, you've only got a few days left to pick up Alestral's Awaken on Kickstarter. You can get your copy of Switch or Steam for just 25 bucks. It'll release at a much higher price, looking at about 40 bucks on release. You can help us build something awesome. Shady and I are teaming up to create an amazing game together, and we've already got the proof, man. We've got the biggest Kickstarter of any monster catcher ever, which is crazy to say out loud, and we are going to become the #1 funded video game of 2025 on Kickstarter and crowdfunding. That is crazy. That is history. Don't you miss out. Check the link in the description below. Thank you guys so much for watching this one, and I'll see you guys soon.